Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. We've got Wave B, Brown Boo, Booming Boom. That's definitely quite the title card, and I think it's very apt for this. We're going to be seeing a pickup staple of SeaBATTLE, Costco Shrimp Cocktail 11. I'm going to be honest, there's been like a lot of cocktails because
I think there's more cocktails than
more cocktails,
SeaBattles.
exactly.
Is it one more or two more? I don't.
I think
I'm
it
gonna
is
be so
2
honest,
more.
I don't
We're
know which
SeaBATTLE
SeaBATTLE
9.
this is.
SeaBATTLE 9.
SeaBATTLE 9?
SeaBATTLE
Okay,
Royale
thank you.
2026. And facing against them, really a battle of the barge rings. We have team name Tactiquila. Man, what are they putting in that Tactic Cooler? I'm very interested to see.
I want it. Whatever it is, I want it.
Definitely, it should be something good.
Yeah, pretty
If
strong.
you're
players
gonna
on both sides, though.
if you're gonna spike Tacticooler, Tacticooler's already pretty awesome. If you're gonna spike it with something,
They're
gotta be
already
good.
putting something in it. They're
Right,
putting even more in it. Many are saying this. We also have awesome hats.
We have hats.
They're SeaBATTLE
If you
hats.
haven't heard
Don't
about
look
them
this-
enough, they're so cute.
There's another ad read for us,
Exactly.
and it's adjustable.
More SeaBATTLE shilling. We love SeaBATTLE.
We love SeaBATTLE.
Yeah, okay, looking at this first map, we're going to be going into Mako Zones. The Splatoon 3 turned Splatoon 3 staple. It's just a whole match of staples. We've got players that we've seen a ton from team name Tactiquila, player and Shisa, very regular. We also have some new people, Blue Hui and J Pogu, joining them. I don't think I've seen them around SeaBATTLE a whole ton, but
Yeah,
they've been to a couple, have they?
maybe.
They
I
might
think
be,
I've seen Balua. I don't know that I've seen J Pogu, but we've also
Yeah.
got new people on Costco Shrimp Cocktail. Spoonini and Scallops are very regular customers here, but K's and Nutmeg, I don't recognize those names. We've got a lot of new people here tonight.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Nutmeg around, but K's
Okay.
does seem new. So, 2 teams with some staple players playing on a staple map. That's a
Should be an
whole lot of
interesting set.
staples. You could fit that into a stapler.
Many, yeah.
Many staples.
Many staples.
That'd be helpful. I like
We've been seeing a lot of
staplers.
AoE tonight, though. I haven't seen Costco Shrimp Cocktail play, but I know that team name Tactiquila.
They were playing
hard to
a
say, you're right.
double splatling comp, which is always very
Double
interesting.
splatling?
Yeah, Shisan had it, and then I
Okay.
think it was Blue Hui on not shrimp. You can
Shrimp,
hear
shrimp.
that the teams are very enthusiastic.
Okay, we've got the Bow Dynamo comp coming out. That's probably going to be pretty
Yeah.
slow here, but they're going to have a whole lot of map control.
Definitely. And from Tactiquila, we're seeing Octobrush, 2 Splatlings, and a Blaster.
Absolute monster of a stat control comp coming from Tactiquila.
Definitely.
Oh, and just as I say that, 2 go down to the Blaster in the street. Can we get a third? That's 3. Do we see an opening quad straight away? Not quite.
So close, but we just barely missed the shot on Scallops. Scallops having to retreat from the Nautilus pushing up front. We see now Blaster spawned in. Bluey on the Nautilus, getting so far deep in there, being able to get helped by players Zipcaster. Some nice show of team play here. And most of this map is yellow. That's Tactiquila's color. And they're having a nice time controlling it.
Very dominating opening push from Tactiquila. We saw some amazing movement from Knot and Brush and all that. We're getting a trade up on their plat, but it looks like the map control is just entirely yellow, like you were saying. I mean, they're trying to start a push over here from Freezer. You see the Dynamo trying to push the stack, but there's just no foothold for them to grab.
Yeah, now we've got Cooler coming out from Nutmeg with a splashdown coming out. This is the time they can spend some resources. We're in a 3v3.
Only a few
Certainly
seconds.
scrappy. Dynamo goes down to player, unable to find the trade, and they were not able to uncap that zone.
Very quick sweep coming out there against Costco Shrimp Cocktail. They really, I mean, that opening fight was massive for them. Blaster immediately took that right side, forced even the last player to jump, basically giving them a wipe, and they just never got back in. They tried Freezer, they tried their plat, and both routes were entirely locked down by Tactiquila.
Yeah, amazing area control from team name Tactiquila. Certainly really strong showing coming out from them. I loved the team play with the zip. That's definitely something you have to follow up on, and we saw that from Tactiquila. So very nice. I think from Costco Shrimp Cocktail, I think they can like take it a bit slower and take some stronger positions. They're playing up Dynamo comp, which is notably slow, but they've got tons of AoE to play around, and I think if they can get them and bookshelf themselves into some strong positions, we'll see some pretty good pushes from them.
Bow is a really scary weapon to pair with Dynamo there. It's a very tried and tested comp by now, I think. So honestly, I mean, if they can get that chip in, they paint their Dynamo in, once they get that position, which they couldn't quite last time, if they get it the first time, though, it's very easy for them to hold.
Definitely. It's I can see it's certainly hard though. Running into two Splatlings, like it's a comp you cannot run into. They just
It's a
shoot
lot of
you all
weapons that are
down.
extremely good at dealing with Dynamo. You know, the ledge game is going to be better than Dynamo with basically anything else, but the Blaster puts up a fierce fight there, and the two Splatlings mostly outrange Dynamo wherever it wants to stand. The
Yeah,
Brush is the only real super positive matchup they have, and it's playing so effectively around its zip and team play, like you were saying earlier, that there really just isn't an opportunity for them to kill it.
certainly. And now looking at the next map, we're gonna be going to Hagglefish Tower Control. Not too much different for either of the comps, with a moving objective that does force you to kind of go into the other's comp. So this could be good if both teams play some strong defenses. It could see something hard, particularly if CSC Mimikyu on screen. We love Mimikyu.
Also,
what
two
else?
phones
A
that are-
phone doing
It appears to be two people pointing
two
at
phones pointing at the phone. We can't see the phones on the screen, but like, dang, that's
not
unheard
enough
of.
time. I think the game is starting.
Saf cameo on stream. That's crazy. Love to see it. She just like reached her hand just a little bit. Loading in. We're seeing the S blast come out instead of short blast from it, and
that, same
keeping
comps.
the brush. Same comp for CSC 11.
Let's see if we see one of those opening flanks here, because I think that Blaster is probably going to go for the exact same play they were last time, potentially with some not support like we're seeing on the left there.
Yep, we see.
But actually, Costco Shrimp Cocktail is taking the initiative.
Yeah, definitely. They're starting to push through our left side of the map now. They just keep getting pained up. No one's gone down. Still in neutral. JJ on the S-Blast went for something, had to jump out. You know, keeping safe is a good idea. One going down on both sides. This is still neutral. Got some specials online we're going to see. We had 2 coolers popped. I forgot that it was a double cooler comp. This is definitely CSC's time to fight, but it looks like Tactiquila has taken the tower here.
Yeah, I think that the big issue that CSC had there is they were using a lot of defensive specials, and so it ended up that Tactiquila just waited them out. You know, you got the chumps, you got the cooler online, but at the end of the day, you give it a few seconds, and immediately your blaster runs in, and you get 2 or 3 there like we just saw.
Exactly, and we see Kaze here with a splashdown, looking for some big impact, holding on to it, which I like here because I don't want to immediately pop it in. Cooler is coming out for Tactiquila. They are in for a strong push. They've still got another special. Zip coming out from player. Immediately gets 1, I think. About to find a second. And it is still going. Oh, I got traded out.
And
but
that Zip goes down. That takes the splashdown too. So that is really the only tool that CSC had to stop it now. And I think if we can see him get back on tower, this might be the end already again.
Exactly. We see Scallops on tower fighting for it. Unfortunately, it was not enough. I do want to say one thing I really liked is Shisa jumped off tower when her team was down. It's not something that you see a whole lot. Like, stalling the tower is really powerful there, and I really like seeing that because it let Tactiquila keep control of the objective without throwing their bodies at it.
Absolutely. It is extremely easy and common to greed that tower when you're down to those last few points, but giving the time to let your team respawn there was absolutely, I think, the defining thing that let that game go so fast.
Definitely.
Because we see the brush jump back in, and that gets the final kill. It wasn't even the splatling. All they had to do was stall and wait, and their front lines can take care of the rest.
Definitely. So just strong showing from Tactiquila. Now we're going to be heading to Museum Rainmaker, and this is match point for Tactiquila. So CSC's got to cook up something. Gotta have the shrimp frying the rice if the rice is Tactiquila.
You're telling me a Costco shrimp specifically fried this rice?
Costco shrimp, yeah.
That's really specific.
It's very.
Did they do it 11 times now?
They must have.
Oh, wait, we might see what's on the phones here.
Whoa. Trying to see what's on the
still
phones.
just
I'm having
white.
to look up at the screen. There's just a glare. Mimikyu.
Oh, Mimikyu.
We love it. Love to see Mimikyu. Yeah, I think we might not be able to see what's on those phones.
They're really trying.
If there's stream chat, y'all should tell
and
us.
thumb cameo.
Thumb cameo. Let's go.
We're seeing at least 4 thumbs. This is a huge development.
4 thumbs. Could you imagine 4 thumbs for one person?
I can't.
But like,
well,
if you had okay.
Like if your
4 fingers,
if your pinky
4
was
thumbs.
also a thumb.
Well, okay, there's that way. But what if you had 4 fingers, 4 thumbs?
Are you saying 4 thumbs on one hand?
4 thumbs on one hand. Think of how much controller space. You could have a really long Joy-Con.
How long are your thumbs?
Well, no, but like they'd have to like fan out.
Oh, you mean like all your fingers and then 4 more thumbs?
Yeah. It's
What?
just
I can't imagine
we
that.
just Yeah, a
Oh,
thumb
I'm really
cameo,
close.
gotten a thumbs up. CSC was talking about LOL League of Legends, question mark?
We can only hope not.
Yeah,
We can only
exactly.
hope not.
Too many have fallen to the League of
It's an
Legends.
extremely unfortunate syndrome. But we're going straight in here to Museum D'Alfonsino Rainmaker. We're probably going to see a right drop here, I think, especially with the sploosh coming out here for Tactiquila. That is a very strong opening push. They're just going to rat, and it's going to be very hard for CSC to get him out.
Certainly, no right drop like you said. At least not the far right. We do. Oh, I'm
do
looking
see
at the
from
teams
CSC
the wrong
though.
way. So yes, there was a right drop from some team. At this point, I'm not
I
sure.
think it was CSC, because they're green.
Yeah. Okay. CC goes one down. This is Tactiquia's kind of control now. Nutmeg going to the rush though. Check.
Oh.
Do they make it? Almost.
Extraordinarily greedy, but I respect the play. I mean, we see an immediate rush there. They really lost mid-control so quick. I don't think they had much of a better option, because at the very least, they're now able to stall TNT down until they can get that, but the hammer comes out.
Hammer, front player, those are always scary to play against. He's got a good sploosh, good hammer. Goes down to Scallops and K's, though. Very good. TNT is keeping paint control for the most part. K's gets a nice pick, goes for a splashdown. That gets another. 2 kills for K's before getting traded out by JJ on the S-Blast. Right now, Tactiquila just has to hold their space. They don't have to push through. They don't really have the resources for it. They just need to hold their space.
CSC is getting some really key picks here, and they sent them 2 down, but honestly, TNT just wants to keep jumping in, and they may get away with it unless the Dynamo gets a huge flank here, trying to pick again just to drop it off their plat and get it out of the clutches of TNT by any means necessary, and it looks like they may actually regain mid-control that way. They even dodge the hammer.
Hammer dodges are crazy, and they both die. Nutmeg and is that K's again on the zap? I'm not. No, I don't think so.
That is K's, yeah.
That is K's. Okay, that's good. TNT has control of the plat now with Shisa on pen. By the way, that's not something I see Shisa on very often. Doing a good job just holding space there. Nice little sprinkler on the spinner. Players now starting to push up. This is the time for the rat to move forward, I think.
And we see a drop off their plat going right. I'm not sure what Case is going to do there, but it could be something big. Nutmeg just barely avoiding that Rainmaker, and the second cooler comes out as they try desperately to hold on to their plat control here, but the Dynamo goes down.
K's getting a nice pick on Shisa, though. Splashdown coming out, and the cooler does not block it. The Rainmaker is down. This is CSC's time to paint up and get some control of the map. We see Scallop starting to look. Bluey was somehow... No, that's Player. Player was ratting around, able to just kill 2 of CSC's members. And we now see Tactiquila has control of mid yet again. They're just really keeping a good hold on it.
It is extremely unfortunate because to get mid control, they really need Scallops on that bow to be able to get into a better position, but that Nautilus and the Blaster combo just wants to poke, keeping Scallops as far back in their base as possible, meaning that CSC just doesn't have the backline support that they're going to need to retake that mid.
Certainly. And we see now we've got Shisa on the Rainmaker just kind of dancing around. They might be going for it now. K is able to find a pick. I will say CSC is doing a good job of holding their space at the very least. Tactiquila has been at this 29-point mark for a while now. Player ratting gets shut down by Lila on this app. That's who it was. And honestly, wonderful read from Lila. Unfortunately, they go down. Bluey gets Prox Aura. This might be the end. CSC is going to have to kind of throw everything they have at it because Tactiquila's just got so much control here.
It's such a scary position to have the knot up there, and it looks like Scallops is really trying to push him out, and they manage to, but it might not be enough unless the Dynamo is able to get that key pick. Honestly, like you said, CSC is holding a very, very firm line at that 29-point mark because despite their inability to retake mid so far, these weapons are all extremely solid at just holding the space they do have. So with that Dynamo and the bow up there, there's very little that Team Name can do without a proper wipe.
Definitely. CSC's like that bow that Dynamo holds the space and the dualies can go in for a quick pick. Zap's able to watch the front line for rats. It's definitely a solid holding comp. They just cannot find a foothold to get back further into mid. With Rain out, the Rainmaker shield popped, Bluey picking it up. This is the run. They're going to be trying to make it. We've broke the lead. They're going for the final check, and they get it.
So close. You really saw, I mean, right there you see Nutmeg on the dually, I think, right there, diving, but it just wasn't quite enough. Barely. Everyone is staggered on respawn, and they finally, with that curling bomb, get one quick push to knock out.
Very, very nice run. They just slipped by CSC. Certainly a tough thing to see in Rainmaker, but that is how Rainmaker happens a lot. It's
Many
either
such
that or
cases.
it's stalling to hell and back. So
Which we saw a bit of both, so that's really, I mean, the Rainmaker experience in a nutshell. Extremely solid performance from CSC holding on their plat there, but like we were saying, they just couldn't quite get back into mid, and so it was only a matter of time until Tactiquila got that one lucky push they needed. A few good picks, and there's Wipeout.
yeah, definitely. Just strongholds overall by Tactiquila, and CSC definitely did an amazing job not giving up. They were fighting through till the end. That was a very valiant showing from them. And with that, the score is 3-0. That will be a win for team named Tactiquila, which means I think they have one more set in this wave, but
Yeah, so we
okay.
have one more round of pools coming up, but that is a win for Team Name, like we were saying. And I believe, did Team Name get a bye last time?
No,
or-
no, team
Oh,
name
this is
fought
Station 1. Do we have the
SeaBATTLE.
Station 2 sheet?
I don't
How
think
did you guys
so.
do into them?
We did. SeaBATTLE went 3-1 in the team named
3-1?
Tactiquila. So Tactiquila's right now is.
They're
I think,
1-1, which means that
do they get the
next up,
bye here?
I don't think they get the bye because bye goes to seed 2. So what we're going to see here is maybe not on this station, but Team Name needs to play one more set, and if they win, then they will just barely make it to redemption where they have a shot at time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So Team Tactiquila really wants to keep it going strong, and they can still climb back up to top cut here.
They've got a lot of good momentum. They've been playing extremely well tonight, and I think that double splatling comp holds a lot of space that other comps are struggling to get in against, like we just saw. So depending on the matchup they have, they might just make it.
Yep. Shrimp versus Stick of Dynamite. That's.
Unfortunate matchup.
I know. Dynamite.
My money's on the shrimp because I will make it back tenfold. Who else is in this
All
group?
right.
We
Well,
have Comer. Oh yeah, okay.
I think that might be all from us for this.
I think that is. Thank you for commentating with me, Otter.
of
Very fun set
course.
to watch.
Thank you for commentating with me, Static. It was very enjoyable.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you're going to be up again, but why don't you just shout out your socials for the stream? Where can we find you?
Thank you very much. My blue sky is at codestatic.bsky.social, and I am there and pretty much only there. But yeah, check me out. And Otter, how about you?
Yeah, I'm at Avocaders, mostly on Blue Sky. See me for my Splatoon takes, my Rabbit and Steel infatuation, and sometimes a few funny clips. And with that, we'll see y'all after a break.
Have a good one. See you
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye.